and we're finding this is extremely interesting for some of our customers in the biotech and pharmaceutical sectors, where they do want these tests to be basically an on-site version of a lab test, and that's what we're now offering, and that's what these contracts are illustrating is coming through to the customer.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Abingdon Health Executive Chairman, Dr. Chris Hand. Chris, very good to speak with you. Could you start by introducing us to Abingdon and what you do?
Yeah, hi Stephen. Well, Abingdon Health is a contract development and manufacturing organisation. We specialise in lateral flow testing, rapid testing, but we offer more than that as a group, in that we have a full service offering from start to finish, from regulatory pathway through to development of a product, manufacturing of that product, all the way through to the regulatory approval and beyond, in terms of becoming the legal manufacturer and all the whole show basically. So we've moved from where we were a couple of years ago as a lateral flow developer and manufacturer to offer this one-stop shop, as we call it, and this full service offering, which I think is differentiating us from where we were and potentially where some of our competitors are to where we are now.
And you've had a busy start to the year. Last week, you announced your half-year reports. Can you take us through the highlights of the first half, Chris?
Yeah, the first half we announced a 45% uplift in sales, in revenue. We said that we expected half two to be stronger than half one, which is often the case with us. We made a loss in half one, but have said again, and our analyst at Cavendish is forecasting growth in half two to 12.2 million revenue plus some grant funding, and we're looking at a cash flow positive operating position in half two, and we've said that we expect to be profitable, or rather the analysts have said we expect to be profitable in half two as well. So yeah, we did some good operational activities in that period. We announced post half actually a large end-to-end contract, such as the type that I spoke of earlier, and we've expanded our operations into the United States, where we have our Madison facility. We operate across 3 sites now. We've got our York headquarters, where we do a lot of the development and manufacturing. We have our performance evaluation laboratory in Doncaster, south of York, and then we have our facility in Madison, Wisconsin, which we opened about a year ago in April, which we raised some funding for in half one, which again we announced 3.2 million net to further expand our manufacturing capability in Madison, which is resonating well with our US-based customers.
Well, as mentioned, you've announced a string of significant contracts. Could you provide a little bit more color on these and what they mean for the business?
Yes, there are 2 we announced. One we announced a few weeks ago, which was a $2.5 million contract, and the other one we announced just a few days ago was a 4.8 million pounds contract, both of which are feeding into this theme of full service offering. So the first one is for us to manage a program of work. It's an international project to help the management and development of a clinical diagnostic test. The other one, the larger 4.8 million contract, is to develop a series of multiplex lateral flow tests and get those regulatory approved and put them into manufacture. And by multiplex, what I mean by that is where we're testing for a panel of different biomarkers for different conditions, but in the same diagnostic device. So many people are familiar, or most people are familiar with lateral flow tests nowadays, but they really regard lateral flow as a yes/no test to see A, are you pregnant or not, or B, do you have a infectious disease or not. But lateral flow's got a lot more to offer than that, and what these contracts are showing is our customers are getting that. Our offering is resonating with them, and the multiplex tests are allowing us to measure many parameters at the same time using lateral flow, but also to quantify the result. And we're finding this is extremely interesting for some of our customers in the biotech and pharmaceutical sectors, where they do want these tests to be basically an on-site version of a lab test, and that's what we're now offering, and that's what these contracts are illustrating is coming through to the customer.
Chris, you're due to start trading on the OTC market this month. What was the reason behind the decision to start trading in the US?
Yeah. Well, we'll be going on the OTC QB in April. And why we've done that is we do have a strong following certainly in Wisconsin now, since we established our facility in Madison back in April last year. And Wisconsin's a strong health tech state. We feel that there are people there that are interested in supporting Abingdon, and by having the OTC platform available to US-based potential investors, it means they can trade in US dollars. It means they can trade in US time, and those trades flow through to the AIM market. So they're still buying our shares from AIM, but it's through this US-based OTC QB platform. And we hope that has benefits on the liquidity of our shares, and that benefits our shareholder base as a whole.
Chris, what can investors look out for in the next 6 months from Abingdon Health?
Yeah, well, hopefully more of the same. I said earlier that our analyst is forecasting a 12.2 million revenue. So again, versus last year, 8.6. That's a similar sort of 45% growth year on year. And the key thing for us, which is what we've been moving towards, is this cash flow positive and profitable situation, which again, we're planning for H2. So yeah, it's continued growth, I think, is what our investors should be looking for. We'll announce additional contracts as and when we're able to. Everyone's working hard to do what we need to do to get to that 12.2 plus some bit of grant funding on top of that. So yeah, continued growth, I think, is the theme.
So I hope you'll keep us updated with your progress. Thank you very much for the introduction today.
Okay, thanks, Stephen.
Abingdon Health Executive Chairman, Dr. Chris Hand.